Hello and welcome, and thank you for signing up for this training. This is Brett from foodtruckempire.com. Before we get started here, I just recommend grabbing a cup of coffee or a soda and really just locking in and focusing on this information. It's going to take a little bit of time to get through. I'm anticipating, somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes to go through the full training. And I also recommend grabbing a notepad before we get started too, or, just jotting some of these points down. That way you can remember it better when you start to implement some of these marketing actions yourself. So today we're going to be talking about going from Facebook to a food truck, and specifically how to find new food truck customers with social media. I'm sure that a lot of you guys have read a ton of articles about what you're supposed to do on Facebook, and it probably involves posting your location, inviting your friends to follow your page, writing a whole bunch of comments, doing that sort of thing. A lot of manual actions that take a lot of time. I think that all of those things are terrific, and I support all of that. The only issue is that adding your friends and getting people that you already know to like your business on Facebook is only really going to take you so far. The goal with your marketing, at least part of your marketing, in my opinion, should be to find new customers. And the new customers that I think you should be going after on Facebook is people that you already know are eating at other food trucks and are located in your area. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, how you can do that, how you can find more customers that are located near you and that are already eating at other food trucks. I think that is just so critical to understand how powerful this is. So, before we get started, just a little bit about me. My name is Brett Lindenberg. As many of you might know, I run a website called foodtruckempire.com where I interview successful food truck entrepreneurs. Some of the folks that I've spoke with already include runner-up of the Great Food Truck Race, Ticka Ticka Taco, a popular food truck in the LA area called the Grilled Cheese Food Truck, and literally dozens of other entrepreneurs that are successful. I get over 1,000 iTunes listeners per month, and quite possibly most importantly, I use Facebook to grow my own audience for my website, and I use a variation of this exact same process that I'm going to show you. So this isn't just something that I just like to talk about, it's actually something that I use on a weekly basis to get more visitors to my own website. So here are the things that you're going to learn specifically by watching this video. One, as I've already mentioned, you're going to learn how to find people on Facebook within your city that are interested in, like, or already eat at food trucks. This is your ideal market because they have already showed that they, one, are willing to go out and eat at a food truck, B, that they are willing to like you on Facebook and share your content, which is always great because they're going to help you promote your business to other people in the area. As you know, if you've got a food truck in San Diego and you're marketing to someone in San Diego, that person's personal network's probably going to be in San Diego too, so that's going to be the ideal person for you to market to. Number two, like I said, we're going to show you how to get your food truck in front of those people so that they're aware of your food truck, they like you, and they share your content with other people. And finally, I'm going to show you how to create an offer that encourages those people to get off of Facebook and finally come over to your food truck. So let's get started. The number one biggest problem that I see with food truck marketing is that people end up doing a lot of posting, but a lot of these posts and a lot of these status updates, they don't really end up getting seen by anyone. You might see this site as something familiar, hopefully not when you log into Facebook within your admin panel. But as you can see here, here's a status update that was made, and only a total of 14 people ended up seeing this. That's not very many people. Obviously when you post something on Facebook, you want that message to get spread to a lot more people in your area, so a lot more people can find out where you're located and that sort of thing. You can look over here in the corner to only 2 likes. This is a very, very common problem. People sharing a lot of information, spending a lot of time on Facebook, developing their profile. They think that they're doing all the right things, but they're just not getting seen. So common. As a result, you can end up looking like this guy, super frustrated. You think you're doing all this work and you're just kind of spinning your wheels, so to speak. Fortunately, ta-da, there is an easy solution for you. In my opinion, the best way to get your message spread right now is to take advantage of what are called Facebook ads. And I know that you've seen these if you've been logged into Facebook previously. If you look on the right hand of your login screen, you'll see sponsored ads, and that's what I've had imaged or featured here, as you can see within the image. They're just tiny little images along with a little bit of content that helps explain what the messaging is about. The other place that you may have seen Facebook ads is within the newsfeed, and those are large ads that a lot of times don't even really look like ads to other people. They just look like normal stories that other people have shared. Those are really powerful too. And I'm going to show you how to sign up for both of these at the same time. Now, the nice thing about these, I bring up Facebook ads, and I'm sure that one thing that people are already worried about is this going to cost me money? Yes, it will cost you money. However, it is extremely cheap. It is the cheapest and most targeted form of advertising I know about right now. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that, but if you've got an extra $20, you can really go a long ways using this solution. So let me just show you a little bit of a before and after of how this works. And I'm going to show you with a real example for my own website on my own Facebook page. So here is a post that I made on Facebook before I started using Facebook advertising. As you can see here, it is for episode 4 that I made a while back. It was from late July of 2013. And, I put out this post, and like I said before, only 14 people saw it. 14 people seeing my post is just frankly not going to cut it. It's not going to help me build a larger audience. And the people that saw this, they're already following my website anyways. They already know about my business. Yeah, it's great to get that message in front of them that, hey, I've got new content up and, maybe it's interesting to you, whatever. But it's just not going to go viral. It's not going to get shared around. I'm not going to get any new visitors or new customers that way. Let's take a look at a quick after shot. This is from just a few months later. In October, when I posted an interview about the grilled cheese truck out of, they're based out of LA, but they own a franchise in a number of different places. As you can see this time, very, very different. 4,200 people total saw this post versus 14, which is just a few months ago before I started implementing this strategy. Look over to the right here. 30 people total liked the page post, and there was also another website about food trucks that shared it on their feed too, helped send me even more traffic. And I know you don't see this within this post, but also I got a lot more visitors to my website as well. Total cost, $20. $20 to get my message in front of over 4,000 of the exact type of people that I want to come to my website. In this case, it's food truck owners and concession stand vendors. That's pretty insane for $20. You think about, putting up a TV ad or a newspaper ad or hiring someone to do PR for you. $20, you're not even going to get a phone conversation. So this is pretty awesome, and especially for how easy it is to set up. So how do you get in front of thousands of these local customers in 15 minutes for just $20? Let's explain. So as I alluded to previously, we're going to set up a Facebook ad targeting people in your city that like food trucks. And if you want more help setting up a Facebook ad, Facebook has a lot of instruction on how to get this started yourself. If you want to learn more details and learn some more advanced strategies, I apologize for this really long URL, but you can type that into your browser and check out more information. Otherwise, just search within Google's Facebook advertising setup help, or Facebook advertising. You're going to get some information on how to get that set up. So, high-level overview first on how to create a Facebook ad. The first thing that you're going to do with my own process is that you're simply going to add a new status update to your administration page within Facebook, just like you normally would for your business's Facebook page. And I'm going to show you the details on how I recommend to get that set up in just a second. Number two, you're going to actually go through the process of creating a Facebook ad. Again, I'm going to show you step by step how to do that. Finally, I'm going to show you how to measure results so you can see how many people saw your ad and how many people clicked on your ad and how many people shared your ad, that sort of thing. So let's get started. I'm going to use two different examples with that. One, I'm going to use a made-up example if I had a San Diego-based food truck. That way you'll have a specific food truck example in mind. And I'm also going to show you more examples that I've actually set up myself. That way you can get a better idea of what the realistic results might be like for you. First of all, as you might expect, all I need you to do is log into Facebook using your food truck's username and password and go to the admin page, just like you normally would when you plan to post a status update or whatever. Second, when you log into your page, I need you to go to your Create Status Update area, and just like you normally would, you'll see this area here. And I'm going to have you add a message in here that will ideally pique someone that likes food trucks in your area. And it doesn't matter if you're located in San Francisco, New York, or Tulsa. Basically, just add a short 2 to 3 sentence message that you think would be interesting to someone into here. And let's get a little bit more detailed about that. So, after you've added a short message into that field, you're going to want to think about what type of an image you want to be placed into your status update as well. Now, there are two ways that you can do it. You can either upload the image yourself using this photo video tab here, or if you have a page that you're linking directly to, which I recommend your website so that people can click through the link, go to your website. You'll also have an image that will automatically pop up there that may look attractive that's already loaded onto your website. And that's the one that I recommend using ideally if you can find one that's attractive. If not, you're going to have to upload one yourself by just clicking this photo button, adding a nice photo in there. But we'll talk about the details on this in the next slides. So, first of all, when we're looking for an image, we want something that is simple, something that people can identify as either food or like a food truck very, very easily. Now, these photos, a lot of times when they're displayed within Facebook, they're not going to be very big. Like, people got to be able to identify what they are, and they've got to be eye-catching from a distance. So here's one that really has worked well for me in the past. I interviewed someone named Mark's Grill. Great interview, really understands the process of how to set up a food truck and get food out the door very, very quickly. He's a really good marketer too, honestly. But this is a status update that I literally created to advertise the post that for the interview that he did on my website. So as you can see, this is very, very close-up image of his food truck. So I know that if I'm advertising to people that either like food trucks or operate food trucks, they see a food truck, a big picture of a food truck in their newsfeed, or they see them in the images section. I know for a fact that their eyes are going to be attracted to that. They're going to, they're the exact market that I want to go after, and they're going to be interested in seeing a food truck. That's going to then lead them over to this ad copy here too. And, hopefully they read this and they see, oh, okay, here's a little bit of information that could potentially help my business if I listen to the podcast. I'm going to click this link. I'm going to check it out. I'm probably going to end up liking it. So at a high level, when you pick your images, keep something simple, keep something interesting, and something close up that people can view easily. You don't want something that, for example, I wouldn't want to add a food truck image that had the food truck located 100 yards back into the distance where I really couldn't identify what it is. I want something very simple, something that stands out. In regards to copy, to the ad copy that I have displayed on there, I usually like to keep my status update that I write very, very short. Usually only about 2 to 3 sentences if possible, because when I finally launch the status update ad, all of that ad copy that I write, it may not actually be visible to the people that end up seeing it. So I really especially want my first couple sentences to really capture someone's attention, because that might be the only part that they end up seeing of my ad in addition to the image. So as you can see, I'm going to set up an ad pretending that I am a food truck owner in San Diego. Here is probably something that I would end up writing. After I had, found a picture, first of all, obviously, that people ended up liking and that was attractive to people that like to eat at food trucks in the San Diego area, I would say something like, love San Diego food trucks. Like we said, if I already know that I'm marketing to people that like eating at food trucks, this is going to be something that's compelling to them. Like, yeah, I love eating at food trucks. And then I just add a call to action in there. Love San Diego food trucks. Click the link to get to know the newest food truck that's slaying taste buds across the city. And then I would just simply add my link there. And honestly, that is pretty much all I'd write. And you can apply this to any city that you're located in too, right? So you could just go, love Minneapolis food trucks, ? Click the link to get to know the newest, hottest, best tasting barbecue food truck in the city. Link up to your site. Love Tulsa, Oklahoma food trucks, etc., etc. You could use this exact same ad copy applied to anywhere, add a unique photo, and I think that would be a great ad to run and test because it's interesting to people that are already eating at food trucks in your area. And then, of course, when you're finally done, adding your status update, adding your image, you're just going to want to click this post image, and that's going to post this message live to your Facebook page. And this is what it should look like. Here's one that I have updated previously, added a little bit of an ad copy within my status update, selected an image, and as you can see, this really important. I always add a link back to my own website so that people can not just friend me, like my content, but they can also click the link very quickly, go to my website. So congratulations with that. If you've been following the process on your own page, you should have a new status update on your page that is potentially interesting to people that you want to target. Next, we're going to get into the fun part. We are going to get into actually creating your Facebook ad. And here is where we get into the process of finding people that we know are interested in eating at food trucks, within your city. This is the really cool part, and I hope that you're getting excited about it. Now, at this point you're already logged into your Facebook page, but what I would do is I would navigate to the link shown on this screen. Going to this link will take you to the page that you can start creating your Facebook ad, and it's just the fastest way to get there. So head to that link. What you're going to see when you navigate there, you're going to see a big list of options, and it will say, what kind of results do you want to see for your ads? For this one, feel free to explore this area here, but for this training, I want you to update the page post engagement. And the reason that I want to do this is because this is going to allow you to promote the status update that you just added to your own page. In addition, this form of advertising is super, super, super cheap. And it's kind of one of the hacks of reducing the cost per click. I'm not going to get into that too much because it's a little bit more advanced and honestly more stuff than you really need to know. But we can talk about that later if you've got questions. But just click the page post engagement button at this time. From there, you're going to get a new screen that pops up that says page post engagement. And the first thing that you're going to want to make sure is selected on this page. It should already be selected to your food trucks business page. If it's not, there will be a little drop down button here that you can reselect it, but it'll probably already be on the right area already. Just check to confirm. And then next, there will be another little drop down menu here that will allow you to advertise any one of your previous page posts. By default, your most recent page post should already be on here, so you won't even need to change anything. But just click on this, check to make sure that you are, you do actually have the right thing listed on there. If you want to, I don't recommend clicking on this, but you can have Facebook automatically promote any of your recent or any of your future updates that are on here. I don't recommend clicking on that though. Just leave that blank. You're perfect. Then click continue. You're ready to go. After that, you're going to see a new page that's displayed. It's going to be a lot longer and it's going to have a lot of different options available. At the top though, you'll see this. You'll see an image that shows what your status update looks like in a variety of different areas. So this one will show what your ad is going to look like within the newsfeed section of other people's profiles. This is going to show your image a lot bigger. You're going to be able to see all of your ad copy that you wrote and of course your link to the website that you're linking out to. You can also select right column. When you select this, you can get a preview image of what your advertisement will look like when it is displayed within the right side of people's ads. When you look at the right column, you're not going to get all of your ad copy displayed. Your image is going to be smaller, that sort of thing. But definitely click around, take a look at both, make sure that your status looks okay. After you've checked that out, I want you to scroll down. And here is where you're really going to be setting up your ad, and you're going to be defining the location, defining the age, and picking out the perfect type of people that you want to advertise to within your area. Now, as you guys know, Facebook is the largest database of what people like, what people are interested in, ever that has ever been created. So this is, like using a sniper rifle to pick out the exact type of customers that you want to set up for your site. So first of all, this is the most important part. You're going to want to define your location. So location is the location of people that you're going to advertise to. In my made-up example, I want to target people that are located only in San Diego, and I've selected to advertise only to people that are located within San Diego and are within a 25-mile radius of there. I don't want to go any further out. I can go 50 miles out, I could go 100 miles out, but once you get out there, it's a little bit less likely that people are going to make the drive 100 miles to check out your food truck. But within a 25-mile radius, you should be relatively safe. And that's going to be the people that you market to. I usually like to define my age a little bit too. You can use your own judgment on this one. I like to pick younger people primarily. This one I'm advertising between the ages of 18 to 40. But you're going to want to just take a look at your own demographics and just take a look at the people that are coming to your own food truck. And if you've got a wider range of people, between the ages of 16 even and 77, feel free to target that age group in there. Finally, you could even go as far as to target only men or only women in your target audience, but I would recommend just sticking to both men and women for this one. And like I said, this is really the most important part of your advertising right here, is you want to click here and type in the city that you live in. Because if, for example, you advertise your food truck across the entire United States, that's not going to do you any good. Advertising to someone that likes to eat at food trucks in Minnesota, if you're located in Southern California, it just won't make any sense. So just to add your own city name in there, add the ages, select the genders, and then let's continue scrolling down on this page. Here's another really, really important section to fill out. Here you're targeting the people's interests. So we've already figured out where people are located. Now let's figure out, let's only advertise to people that already like to eat at food trucks. So here are some of the types of interests that I'm going to look at. I've already got San Diego picked out. So people that I think would like to eat at a food truck or be interested in that in San Diego is people that like the Great Food Truck Race, for example. If somebody is actively watching and they've liked the Great Food Trucks page, they're watching that television show on a regular basis, that is the type of person that I would love to get in front of, because I already know that they like food trucks and they're interested in that. Hey, this person probably goes and eats at a food truck every once in a while. 2, there is a group of people that likes San Diego food trucks already. Again, this is another ideal group of people that I want to get my new food truck in front of, because that's just, the type of people that I want. And then also too, just people that like food trucks in general, I would love to advertise in front of those. Now, you don't just have to look at people that like food trucks, however. You can also target people that like to watch any type of TV shows. So say that you are a cupcake food truck. I would start targeting people that like the Cupcake Wars food television show, maybe even people that watch the Food Network in general. If you are a barbecue place, I would also start targeting people in the San Diego area that just like eating barbecue food. And people, I guarantee, within Facebook are saying that they like that as an interest on there. As you can see, you can get really creative with this, but just define a market, define a group of people, and I'll show you a little bit about this audience size now in just a bit. But this one specifically, just targeting people in the San Diego area that liked the Great Food Truck Race, they like San Diego food trucks. There were over 10,000 people listed on here that like this. So, that's a really, really niche market group of people that you can get in front of by doing this. Now, there's some other targeting categories that you can select as well. I'm not going to go in depth into these, because I think that the ones that I've shown you, the location, the interests, those are really the most important ones for a food truck, but you can check out some other ones too. So, for example, you can target people by sex, male or female. In regards to a food truck, guys and girls both like eating at food trucks, so I don't think you're going to find much there. You can target people by relationship status, and what I mean by that is if they're married, if they're single, that sort of thing. Again, for a food truck, I don't really know the angle that you're going to take on this. You can target people by the language that they speak, by their education, by their workplaces. These are, in my opinion, a little bit less relevant, but there are some creative ways that you can use this if you want to test it out. For example, say there is a big workplace in the Southern California area that I know employs a few thousand people. You can target people by the place that they work, if they have it listed on Facebook. So if there is a big corporate office somewhere that you would like to park your truck in front of someday, advertising in front of people that work at that certain office, that's a great place to do it. Same with languages too. If you've got, say, a Pakistani food truck in the San Diego area, I would target people that speak Pakistani. They're located in San Diego. Again, that's not going to work for like a burger food truck, but if you're in like a niche, an ethnic type niche like that, and you're serving really authentic food, man, I would definitely target to that market as well. Okay. After you've identified your audience, your location, we already know who we're going to market to. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our budget. Now, the nice thing about Facebook is that they allow you to set up a budget, and that basically says, hey, I only want to spend a certain amount of money. I've only got $25 to spend on this campaign, and that's all I can afford. That is totally fine with Facebook. If you've got $10, you can give this a try, which I love. So scroll down some more within that existing screen. You will see this campaign budget one. The first thing you can fill out is the name. Just put in something here. This is just for your own purposes. No one is ever going to see this except for you. Just type in something that you can remember. I put down on this one my first Facebook advertisement. You can do the same, and that'll help you remember the name of it. Here, you'll have a selector tab that will allow you to either select lifetime budget or daily budget, I believe. I always select it to lifetime budget. That way, again, I can say, hey, I only want to spend $25 ever which I entered into here, and that's all you'll ever spend on this campaign, unless you update it later. Finally, you're going to enter the schedule that you want it to run. Now, all you have to do is just select these little calendar options. Select your start date, select your end date. At first, if you're running some ads, I would only run it for about 5 days at first, just to get a sample of what your performance is going to be. And yeah, that's literally it. Set up your lifetime budget, select the schedule that you want it to run. Again, I would have it run for at least a few days. Now, below that section, you're going to see the bidding and pricing section. This section gets a little bit more advanced, but for your own purposes, I just want you to select Optimize for Page Post Engagement. This is going to ensure that your ads get displayed your first time. You can optimize for clicks, you can optimize for impressions. I don't even want to get into that right now in this training. This is actually the selection that I usually make, and it works very well for getting your ads displayed. And again, you've already got that campaign budget set, so you already know that the max you're going to spend is $20, $25 or whatever. Don't worry about optimizing for page clicks at this point. It's just not really worth your time. We want to move on. We want to get those ads out there, and by selecting that option, I can pretty much just about guarantee that your ads are going to get displayed. Finally, you're pretty much all the way through this thing. All you got to do now is continue to scroll down to the bottom of the page and click this green place order button. And from there, it's just a waiting process. What is going to happen on the back end is this order is going to get placed through to Facebook. Facebook is, you're going to have to wait for someone to manually come through, take a look at your ad, and they're just going to basically make sure that, there's nothing objectionable in your ad, that it follows Facebook's best practices and policies. And as long as you're advertising for a food truck, you shouldn't have to worry about this process too much. In my experience, you're only going to have to wait a few hours. Depending on when you place the order, it may go up faster. If you place the order Monday through Friday, it's probably going to go up a little bit faster than if you do it at 2 in the morning. But yeah, don't worry about that. You'll get an email message eventually from Facebook letting you know that they approved or disapproved the ad. If they approved it, which I'm assuming they will, 99% of all I've only had one ad actually ever rejected. So you'll probably get yours approved, and you will receive that update via email. And you'll also get a message within Facebook too that says that it's been approved. After your ad is approved, however, give it a little bit of time to get published and to get up and running. And then you will be able to start looking at some of the statistics within your Facebook account. So finally, we've got the ad up and running. It's time to, we've had that ad, just imagine, up and running for a couple days now. It's time to measure the results that we're getting from that ad that we've placed. And here's how we're going to do that. We are going to log back into Facebook. Go to your main page on the left-hand side. You should see something that says Ads Manager when you log into your account. I want you to click on that Ads Manager link. If you can't find the Ads Manager link, just Google in Facebook, how do I find the Ads Manager? You should come up with a link to it. After you click on the Ads Manager link, you can go into the main area, the ads portion, and you should see one campaign there. And whatever you listed your campaign name as, you should be able to just click on the link and click into that. If you remember, I named mine my first advertising campaign or whatever. And whatever you decided to add as the name, that's what you'll find here. Just click on it. From there, you'll be able to see some of the updated information that, or results I should say, that you've gotten out of this campaign. So as you can see here, I'm looking at my lifetime budget, put in $20. I'm looking at the number of days that I had it run for about 5. For this ad, a total of 36,000 people are the people that fit into the specific audience type that I selected of food truck owners. As you can see here, a total of 4,150 people ended up seeing my ad. and 48 people engaged with that ad in some way, which think of an engagement as, somebody liked the page, somebody liked my main Facebook page, that sort of thing. That's what we mean by page post engagements. And, as we see before, I spent $20, which is pretty awesome to get in front of over 4,000 people. So, with that being said, you have everything you need now to create a status update, create an ad, measure the ad, see what type of results you got. Here are some common mistakes that people make, though, when they set up their ad. When you post a status update within your admin panel, what will automatically come up is this little boost post button. Now, this boost post button will allow you to advertise. The only problem with this is that you can't set up those geographic and targeted interest selections that we made in the previous part of the training. Being able to select that I only want to advertise to people in San Diego that like food trucks and they're between the ages of 18 and 40. That's really the most critical part of this advertising step. And by selecting the boost post, it makes it faster to set up your ad, but you won't be targeting the really niche group of people that you really need to be targeting to make these ads work. So that's one of the most common mistakes that I see people made. Don't fall into this. It'll just take a couple minutes longer, and especially after you've done this process a couple times. I get a Facebook ad updated in 5 to 10 minutes, and then I forget about it, and it works. Again, other common mistakes people make, they target interests that are too broad. So what you don't want to do is, again, target everyone in the United States that like food trucks, or everyone in your area that like food. That's just too broad. You want to narrow the focus down. You want people that like eating at food trucks, or they like Pakistani food and they're located in San Diego. That's the type of audience that you want to target. Really, really niche. Finally, just another huge mistake, and it happens to me as well. Just posting status updates and making advertisements that aren't interesting. Now, when you think about something, somebody logs onto Facebook, what are they looking to do? They're looking to catch up with what other people are doing. They're looking for news items that are of specific interest to them. If something is boring, they're just not going to want to look at it. And obviously, sometimes that's harder than it sounds, but just make your updates interesting. Make them exciting. Get people to click on that. That'll help out. Okay, obviously this whole process that I went through, I wanted to make it as easy as possible so that you could set up an ad today, walk through this training, get an ad up, spend $25, start seeing results as soon as possible. But if you want to get more advanced, you can definitely do so. There's a lot of different ways that you can work this, and you can really become a Facebook marketing expert if you want to take the time. So if you want to find more information, check out the Facebook Ads Help Center. This center is super, super helpful for people. It, will provide you with all the details that you need. It's, you could spend a week on here if you wanted to. Another book that I highly recommend is a book called Killer Facebook Ads by Marty Weintraub. This book is not specifically for food trucks, but it is for businesses that want to start running more Facebook ads. This book has been instrumental in helping me understand how to market on Facebook. And this guy is a genius. And you read this book, you will definitely go from newbie to rock star within a month, as long as you apply the principles. Another thing that I'm not going to get into, but I just want you to be aware of, because I think it's huge, has huge potential for Facebook owners, is you have the ability to make offers. So you can think of offers as, well, I guess a lot of people are using them as coupons. Similar to the way any traditional brick and mortar restaurant, if you will use a coupon. So you could make an offer to say, for the first people that take me up on this offer, we'll get a buy one, get one coupon that has to be used this month at my food truck. This is another really, really great way to drive customers from Facebook and get them to your truck. And it doesn't need to be a buy one get one type of free type offer. It could be, buy a main entree. Sign up, click here. When you come to my truck and you buy an entree, you'll get a free drink or some other lower level type item that really doesn't cost you much money, but will get somebody there. And the nice thing about that too is when people come in and they redeem your offers at your truck, you'll be able to tell, hey, this guy came from Facebook to my food truck. So there's a lot more of a quantifiable business metric that you can apply to it, rather than just, hey, I got 10 new Facebook fans as a result of this, or I got a bunch of people to like it and people visited my site, but I don't know who exactly came to my food truck. If you make an offer like this, that allows you to track the number of people that have come, seen your message online and come to your food truck as a result. So that's another really, really good one to explore. I definitely intend to add a training about this in the future at a future time. And especially if you guys are interested in wanting to learn more about this, I'll do this training sooner rather than later. With that being said, we are over 40 minutes, and I was hoping to make this. I figured it'd be about between 40, 45 minutes. So looks like we're landing right in that ballpark. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this video. I realize, especially if you're not interested in Facebook marketing that much, this may have seemed a little bit dry, and I apologize for that. But if you're stuck on a point, go through, watch the video again. Obviously, this video is up for you to watch, rewatch, stop, pause, that sort of thing. If you have additional questions about setting up a Facebook ad or marketing your truck on Facebook, feel free to leave me a message at my Facebook page. It's listed here, facebook.com/foodtruckempire. I will respond as soon as possible. I'm usually able to respond within 24 to 48 hours. Also, hit me up on Twitter, obviously, and check out my website. You can always shoot an email to me as well. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and have fun marketing on Facebook. I'll talk to you later.